Redfin put out some numbers for December sales, and let's go ahead and take a look. All right, according to Redfin, pending home sales fell the most since 2022 in December as mortgage rates jumped. It goes on to say that pending home sales dropped 4.5% in November as mortgage rates jumped to the highest level of months. Roughly 40,000 home purchases were called off in December, equal to 16% of homes that went under contract, the highest December percentage on record. So, what that's saying is that out of every 100 homes that were under contract and for a buyer to purchase and a seller to sell, 16 out of every 100 dropped out. They just end up having to cancel the contract. And I'll talk about why here in a second. And then it goes on to say existing home sales, a lagging indicator of deals that were negotiated in prior months when mortgage rates were lower, rose to the highest level in nearly 2 years. So basically, what the article is saying is that we're still in a very volatile housing market. And what I mean by that is uh, home affordability is at an all-time low, home prices at an all-time high, and interest rates, they haven't been this high in 20 years. So when you put those three things together, everything matters, right? People are barely qualifying for the mortgage payments that these very expensive homes are creating, let's say. So when you get pre-approved for, let's say, 6%, and that's at the tip top of your affordability scale as on a mortgage lender level. And then you get under contract, you guys are happy, everyone's happy, and then you're like, okay, well, we don't close for 35 days, let's say, for whatever reason. So let's not lock the loan for another 5 days because they're typically a 30-day lock. And then in 5 days later, the interest rate goes from 6% to 6.25%. All of a sudden, you don't qualify. All of a sudden, this dream home that you finally took 3 months to look for doesn't work. And the bad part about it is, as a mortgage lender, you are just praying that the mortgage rate goes back down. So you don't cancel the deal. What you say is, okay, the mortgage rate just went up by 0.25%. Hopefully, the mortgage rate goes down by a little bit. It just needs to go down just by an eighth. If it goes down by an eighth, then we qualify again. And unfortunately, the interest rates didn't come down in December. They just basically went up. And 16 out of every 100 people had to drop out of contract. Now, this wasn't such a big deal back when interest rates were at 3 or 4% and the home prices were realistic. But now, every single dollar matters. So, my advice for you as a consumer is when you speak with your lender and they happen to pre-approve you, ask them, what is the interest rate? And let's say the interest rate is 6.25. Tell them, hey, can we make that qualification based off of go a little bit higher, 6.375 or even 6.5. What that does is that gives you some leeway in case the market does happen to go up a little. You'll know what that mortgage payment is really going to look like, and you'll know if you feel comfortable with that. Now, if the mortgage rates go down, then that's just a plus. It's a win for you and it's a win for everybody. But if the mortgage rates go up, at least you're planning for the worst, but obviously hoping for the best.